Mavericks, and what would you like to see on defense tonight?
Typically, you know that they're going to execute really well and put you in tough positions with their pick and roll guys, because they dive to the rim well with DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Powell. They run a lot of actions to get into those dives so that you've got to cover the lob and cover shooters. So they do a great job of executing, and they're always ready to play, and they're having a good season. You know, it's been a down couple of years for them, and looks like they've got some energy, and they're playing well, and you know, we got to be ready to play.
Since you've been back, you've been playing Draymond at center a lot. Is that strictly matchups, or that's something that just is going to happen for a while?
We just don't have any centers, so I mean, you know, with DJ out for the year and DeMarcus not playing yet, we don't really have. I don't know. Do we have any true centers? I mean, you know, Loon, I guess.
You said they were centers the whole time.
They're all centers, yeah. Modern day centers. But no, I think the idea is they're all just big men, right? So the best big men that we have, that's who we're going to play. And so that means Draymond's going to play more center this year than ever before, because we don't have have the same depth that we've had in the past at that position, which is ironic. We used to talk about how many centers we had. One of these years we'll get it exactly right.
Coach, Luka Doncic is having a great start to his rookie year. Coming over from Europe, he's probably expected to be a little bit ahead of other rookies, given his professional experience, but how do you think he's adapted so well to the NBA game so far?
I just think he has a lot of confidence. That's what jumps off the screen when you watch the tape. He just believes in himself, and very skilled. You know, the ability to hit that step back three sort of sets up his whole game, and he's come into the league knowing he's a great player, and that's most of the battle right away.
You've said in the past that you guys are undersized at center, and you just talked about it with Tim. How do you counteract that, though, when you go against, especially the league's bigger centers like DeAndre and, you know, some of the guys, Gobert, those guys? I mean, how do you counteract their size?
Well, you do it by committee, meaning both the position and the job. So if you got to deal with a rugged rebounder down there, the guards have to come back and kind of box out and you know, get their hands on long rebounds, loose balls. And then you deal with foul trouble as it comes. You try to rotate in certain ways to keep guys out of foul trouble, and maybe you play matchups a little bit more based on trying to keep guys either out of foul trouble or in the game as often as possible against a certain matchup, just because you know that's your best chance.
Hey Steve, what did you get out of your time the other day with Gino, with sitting on that panel?
I was great. I really had a fun night with Gino and Lindsay, and learned a lot. Gino is, you know, when you talk about the all-time basketball dynasties and the coaches who have presided over those dynasties, you think of John Wooden at UCLA, you think of Red Auerbach. With the Celtics, you think about probably Phil Jackson with the Bulls, and Gino with UConn, and those are legendary names. You know, and so to think that he's been there 34 years, he built it basically from scratch. It's remarkable what he's done, and it was really fun to hear him, pick his brain, and I was just impressed with the fact that he would do that. He would come out and join Lindsay and help raise funds for the Cal program, and come out here and play at Haas. I thought it was really cool. So it's a great night for everybody.
So UConn's obviously had a lot of talent over the years, and you guys have been doing a pretty good thing, but are there other parallels that you see that help explain the sustained success?
Well, I think it's a little unfair to compare us. I mean, we've been doing this for 4 years. He's been doing it for 34. It's different, obviously, running a college program compared to a professional one. But I think every coach is unique in his own coaching style and what he does. And I think anybody who's that successful, you have to study, you have to learn, what has he done to be so successful? How did he do it? And so it was fun visiting with him and asking some of those questions last night.
I know some of your players have said that they thought that defensively they hadn't been, certainly wasn't the last game's problem. Have you seen decent stuff out of the defense? Do you think the losses have been mainly about the offense, or do you think it's a combo thing?
Our defense has been better. In the last 6 games or so, our defensive rating has really improved quite a bit. I think we've done a better job on that end of the floor. I just think every game's a little different. Steph said it the other day, we have a smaller margin for error. So, we've played a lot of close games this year, more than in the past. I was just watching our last game against Dallas. We really played well. Played an excellent game in Dallas and lost down the stretch. So right now we're just getting everybody healthy, and I shouldn't say everybody because DJ's probably out for the year and DeMarcus is still out, but we're getting Steph and Draymond healthy, which means our core is coming back and we're starting to build a little bit of a rhythm. So I do think we're making some strides.
You said before that you don't really worry about Draymond scoring, but his shooting obviously is way down this year. Do you need him to be at least a threat? Because there were times in Utah where they didn't even bother to go.
Right. Yeah, we need him to make some shots for sure. And I think what he's always been good at is sort of figuring out when to shoot, when not to. And he's had some huge three-point shooting nights in big games. Game 7 of the finals. I remember, I think up in Portland, he made 7 or 8 threes in one game. Playoff game in Houston, same thing. So we know what Draymond's capable of. I think that now that he's back, and he's been back for a few games, I think he's getting his legs underneath him. And I would be surprised if he didn't start feeling better with his feel on his shot. I think he'll start making some, and it'll make the game a lot easier for us.
Is that it? Great, thank you. Appreciate that.